Hi and welcome back to White Label Rebrander Club tutorial videos. In this one, we're going to look at creating the images you need, both for your sales page and for the extension rebrander itself. Each extension comes with its own marketing kit, including the sales page, download page, and box shot for the product itself. But those are going to need to be rebranded as well. So let's have a look at the images side of that first. First of all, I'm going to head over to ChatGPT, and what I'm actually going to do is create an image that I can use as the icon for my new extension. I'm going to be using the Repurpose Pilot AI extension as my example, and the name that I'm going to use for my new version is Content Repurpose Engine. So all I'm going to do is type in a prompt here to get me a suitable icon that I can use. So all I've done is typed in a basic prompt. I'm creating a new browser extension that will repurpose highlighted content on a page into social media articles. That's what the extension does. The extension is called Content Repurpose Engine. Please create 3 example square images that I can choose from so I can pick which one I like. So I'm going to hit send prompt and I'm going to let ChatGPT go away and start working on that. I'll pause the video while it does it because it could take a minute or so, and I'll come back once. Okay, so it's still working, or it's just finished now. It's given us 3 different options. So this is the first one, this is the second one, and that's the third one. They're kind of okay, and I kind of like them. I'm not sure which one I would go for. I'd probably go for this one. But if you're not happy with what it comes up to start off with, tell it what you want, tell it why you're not happy and how to change it, and it'll come up with other options. So let me show you an example of that. So all I'm going to say is please create the image with a white background and make it simpler. Hit send prompt. And again, I'm going to pause the video because this will probably take 30 seconds and I'll come back once it's done. Okay, so that took a few seconds to do, and it came up with this white background version with the big C on it, which was one of the original 3 that we had. It was this one here, but I actually preferred this one. So instead, what I actually did was click on this image that I like and then click on edit, and then asked it to recreate that with a white background, which it's now done. So I've now got an icon that I like, but you can continue playing with this as much as you want to get exactly what you want. Once you've got an icon that you want, click on it and choose to download it and download it to your local folder wherever you're working with these extensions. So I'm going to do that now. And basically I have a folder which I'm using all the rebrands I'm doing, and I've already got an icon that I've created previously for this particular extension rebrand. So I'm going to give this the name of Content Repurpose Engine -2 and save it as that. So I've saved that locally to my hard disk. We'll have a look at resizing that in a moment or two because you'll need it in several different versions of size. But the other thing we can do while we're here in ChatGPT is grab the box from the Rebrander marketing pack for this extension. So we've got your repurpose extension and your brand here. I'm going to copy that and I'm going to pop that into ChatGPT. So I've just pasted it in. I'm going to write a fairly basic prompt to update this box shot with my brand and my extension name. So all I've said is please update this box shot with my brand nowIgetai.com and my extension name as Content Repurpose Engine. I'll leave the colors as it is, but I could change the colors as well if I needed to. But let's just hit go and send that prompt to ChatGPT and let it go away and do that for me. Okay, it's back, and for some reason it's decided to give me that in a different color. Sometimes ChatGPT can be weird. You've got to be very explicit as to what you want sometimes. So it's given me my new box shot, which is great. It's got my brand nowIgetai.com and my extension name Content Repurpose Engine on there, but it's in purple. So I'm going to say please recreate this in the original green colors and send it away to do that job. However, I will keep a copy of this because I quite like the purple one. So I'm going to copy that and save it to my folder as well. So I've downloaded that to my local hard drive. Whilst that's working, let's have a look at the one last thing that we need to do, which is resizing that icon image in the different sizes that we need for the browser extension rebranding. So here is my image. Now it depends on what resizing system and image or graphic manipulation systems you have available. I'm using Windows 11, which means that if I double click on this, it brings it up in an image editing tool. Let's move this around so you can see what I'm doing. And all I need to do is right click, click on the image and choose a file or resize. You can see it's currently 1254 by 1254. I'm going to change that to 512 by 512 and I'm going to save a copy. So I'm saving this as Content Repurpose Engine -2. As I said, second version of this that I'm doing. And I'm going to say times 512 and click on save. So it saved that for me, and all I need to do then is right click again and choose resize image again, and this time instead of 512 I'm going to do it as 128. Click on save, call this one 128 and click on save. Then I'll do the same thing again, right click, choose resize image, choose 48, click on save. So this time I'm calling it X48, and again, click on save, and basically repeat that process so that we've got the 32 version as well. So 32 by 32, save that one. And again, one last time, file resize as 16 by 16, update the file name, click on save, and that's it done. So that's how you go about creating the different icon sizes. It depends, as I said, which system you're using. I'm using Windows 11, so this is built in. If you don't have that, then there are plenty of online free options where you can go through a very similar process, start with that initial icon and then change it to different sizes. And those sizes are covered in the branding area of the extension Rebrander. I'll show you a couple of suggestions of those in a second, but let's close this down, go back to ChatGPT, and you can see we've now got our box back in original colors. So I'll save a copy of that as well, because the sales page will be in that color. I will go through how you can rebrand the colors on the sales page and download page if you want to rebrand your colors for your branding as well. It is very easy to do with Claude Cowork. Okay, as some examples, places where there are free image resizers available. Shopify has one. These you can find by just Googling free image resizing tools online. So Shopify tools image resizer, that is one. You may need to log on for that. Then there is one on Adobe as well. I don't think you need to log on. You can just upload your photo there and do it there. So that's Adobe Express Feature Image Editor. Okay, and the other one, obviously Canva has a free option for that as well. It's called canva.com/pro/magic-resize. So any of those will also be able to do the same thing for your icon. The important thing is that you end up with a selection of different size icons ready to use for the browser extension. So I've got my 16 by 16, my 32 by 32, my 48 by 48, 128 by 128, 512 by 512. So those are ready to go. Okay, so that's a tutorial for you from White Label Rebrander Club on how to create the images you need for branding your extension and how to manipulate or change the box shot that comes with your marketing kit. Obviously, I'm using ChatGPT, but you should be able to do exactly the same thing in Gemini and in Claude. Gemini is actually very good with images. You may get a better version out of Gemini. Claude I haven't tested, but it will do the same sort of thing. It just may not get all the text right. So I'd recommend ChatGPT for doing that. And then you're ready to rebrand your first extension within your White Label Rebrander Club dashboard. If you haven't checked it out yet, please go to rebranderclub.com and check out the club. And I'll see you on the inside.